So I've been enjoying and collecting wine for the better part of 20 years now. And one thing I've seen a lot of are wine refrigerators. I've probably had about 10 in my life. I've given them to people as gifts. I've received them as gifts. At this point, I'm kind of a stickler for quality. So I've been given the opportunity to review a new unit today by a company called Newair. And so far it looks pretty good. So I think we should go check it out. This Newair refrigerator comes delivered to your door in one convenient package. It weighs about 104 pounds and it's slightly cumbersome, so you may want to get a friend to help you unbox it. In total, it takes about 15 minutes to unpack. There's no assembly required, except for the installation of a small charcoal filter. It's pretty much plug and play and even has two wheels on the back so that you can roll it right into place. This is the Newair Shadow series, and I guess they call it that because it's got this beautiful sort of monolithic and like dark profile. The first thing you notice is this beautiful mirrored finish on the front, and this is supposed to be fingerprint resistant glass, but we've already had some issues with that up here. Not a big problem, you just need to polish it. It's UV resistant dual pane glass as well, and that's important because you want to protect your wine from sunlight and from heat, but the dual panes also serve to keep the interior temperature a lot cooler and a lot more consistent. This is a 56 bottle unit. It's got 10 racks, and most importantly, it's a dual zone. So if you collect wine, you know that it's really important to keep your white wines stored at a different temperature than your reds. So you have two zones and you can control the temperatures individually. Up here, you would keep your sparkling wines, your whites and your rosés, and down here you can keep your reds at a different temperature. And that's good too, because you can also set this upper part here to be able to serve the wines right out of the refrigerator. So each rack is actually wire, and it's faced with this wood, so it's a nice feature looking from the outside. The wire racks are pretty sturdy, and this top space is the largest in the entire unit, and this allows you to store larger bottles like sparkling wines. It took us a couple minutes to figure out how these racks work, but in the back part of the rack, you actually put the bottles in north to south, I guess, and then the front part of the rack here is supposed to hold two bottles running side by side, but if I'm being really honest, it's only suited to hold one. And I do like this configuration. It's a lot better than staring at the bottom of the bottles like you do in most refrigerators. This makes for a really pretty presentation if you have nice labels. So with that in mind, the first 8 racks, or the top 8 racks, are all configured like that. And the bottom 2 racks are configured differently. These run north to south again. And interestingly, when we put the bottles in with the bottom facing out, the door wouldn't close. So we had to turn them around, and that's why they're all facing like this. If you have larger bottles in your collection, usually big reds like this, these racks are removable, so you don't have to use them, and that makes space for your larger format bottles. And of course, we have to talk about the touch panel on the outside. Very beautiful, sleek design, easy enough to understand, power on and off, in case you want to turn it off for any reason. And then you have control for your upper zone and control for your lower zone temperatures. And they have to be unlocked by pressing these 2 buttons simultaneously and holding them, and that allows you to change the temperature. Now, each zone can be set from anywhere from 41 degrees Fahrenheit to 64. And there's your lighting, which is a nice soft kind of like fade in when you turn it on. And the one thing that I really like about this unit is that it has lighting for every row of racks. It's alternating, which creates a nice cascading effect, but this is something that you don't really see in most refrigerator units. And for those of you who have thirsty kids or teenagers, there's a lock feature, so you can actually lock the door. If you're concerned about the noise level, this is ranked at 41 decibels, and it seems to be slightly louder than some of the other units that I reviewed, but even so, it's still fairly quiet. So overall, I think this is a really nice quality unit. While it has some quirks, the build is nice, and it's really attractive looking too. Because of the size though, I would say the caveat is that you can't put it under a counter anywhere, so this would be more for like a flat or apartment, or even a small restaurant or a wine bar. So if you're thinking about buying this unit for yourself, or maybe you're on the fence and you have some questions, you can put them in the comments section below this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer as honestly as I can. But if you are going to go ahead and purchase, you can save 10% off by using the link that's below the video, and you can save 10% on anything site-wide on the Newair website by using my code. All right, everybody, thanks so much for hanging with me today, and of course, thanks to Newair for the opportunity to review this unit. I had a lot of fun. If you want more videos like this, and of course, lots of videos about wine, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Take care and cheers.